therefore if you all help us with the fee of renting the camp. I do.
You wear a lot.
I do wear a lot of hats.
Let me hear.
But he bothers me though, because he keeps telling me he's going to not wear all those hats forever. I'm not sure who's going to pick them up and start wearing them.
We're looking for some folks. I don't know. I think some of them may just not happen.
Paul, just let me pause just a minute. Talking about Camp Lakeview, we thought we had a plan. We did have a plan, just didn't get executed. But to get that road tar and gravel, but I found out first of this week that they let the machine leave the county before they did that. So I guess what I'd like to do is ask our fellow commissioners and anyone else that has any interest in, maybe contact the guy that's over our region is Scott Epling, and of course Dennis Lawson's our county person, but to emphasize that this road going to Pink Lake is also a school bus route, and it is in pretty bad shape, and we'd like to, they said they'd fix it, but somewhere it got lost in the shuffle as I questioned first week on it. So we just need to see if we can get any more focus on that. It's my understanding that the tar and gravel machine is just good for the region, and they just share it around, and each county gets it so long and then move it somewhere else. So
Do you think we need to go ahead and send a letter to them?
maybe that's what might help. Send it to Scott Allen.
I'll go ahead and make a motion and send him a letter requesting because of the fact it's a school bus route and the Camp Lakeview there, that they go ahead and look this as a priority for us to tar and gravel.
So, been motion and second to send a letter to Scott Epling, maybe copy it to Dennis to work on the road, preferably tar and gravel to Camp Lakeview.
I would
All
say
yes vote?
the other piece of that is just getting emergency vehicles in and out.
True, yeah.
I mean, fortunately, you know, we've never had any real emergency. The first aid kit couldn't take care of it, but if we were to have one, it would be difficult.
Yeah, good.
And time, it would take more time than it ought to.
Well, and this step with the tar, I don't know if they call it tar and gravel now or not. That's
Chip.
Chip and
Tar.
tar.
Chip and tar.
But that has to occur before you ever get it paid. So this
Yes.
will automatically put you off that list to go ahead and get it paid later on.
That's what we ran into with Mr. Pridemore, and when they want their road to Dusty, that we started with the chip, and that's the way we found out they had to do it. So they've been working with it, and I actually met with Scott Epling. He said, well, it wouldn't be a problem to get it done, but somewhere it got lost.
Next thing on the agenda is the Hearts Community Center. Michael, I know you were there yesterday. Were you going to give an update of anything going on there?
I know they had put a daycare center there once again. I'm not sure who the young ladies was, but there was a couple young ladies running it. I just kind of hung out and seen how the assessors stood up there. And, you know, I was impressed, you know, because that's a big help in our community. You know, because it's a pretty good drive up here. As far as anything new, I don't know of anything new going on up there, but I think it's a good thing.
They got the floors cleaned.
And as you can see, it looked like, somebody had looked like maybe waxed and left the floors. And seemed like they're trying to take good care of it. So,
Speaking of care, would you want to share with the public about the concern you shared with me about the gymnasium?
Yeah, I've been approached several times by several people, and not only by other people, but by using it myself with the buddy leagues and the old Hearts High School. And I know there's really not maybe a whole lot we can do because I know it's still board controlled, and but the gym, the roof is leaking pretty bad in the old high school, yeah. And it is a really good gym for the kids of the community and this, that, and the other, and you know, it really needs, somebody needs to fix it. Yeah, they have been told several times. So, but I just, you know, that did need brought out because I know we run a buddy league program up there, And as a matter of fact, it's getting ready to start up now. And we usually have anywhere from 100 to 150 kids that uses the old gym up there. And I know when it rains, it leaks pretty bad. And the wood is actually starting to, over there on the visitor side, the wood is actually starting to buckle up.
Do you know if they've ever looked at just doing something to the gym itself instead of the whole, I'm sure that's probably their concern, is they're, as far as what they're doing the whole thing, but I wonder if there's any way if they could, because you're talking about major damage, I mean, that you couldn't recoup. I don't think you could put the money back in there. If you would keep it from getting ruined, then it would be best to do that if they could, but I don't know what we can do, or maybe ask them to look at that or whatever. I think.
No, it's actually about like a dome-shaped
Yeah.
roof on it.
That's why I was wondering if they could make use of kind of a rubber seal or something, just something to stop the damage till they decide on what they want to do.
He
Well, I
said-
know-
sorry,
sorry, go ahead.
I said where the new addition was put on to the dome thing, that appears to be where the leak is at, as I understood, so.
Yeah, I know when, like if it's a heavy rain, I usually myself go down and try to set 2 or 3 trash cans out to try to catch the water. And, you know, being from Hart and going to Hart School, you know, that's where I went. And that is a really, really good gym. And for it to go to waste would be a shame, so.
If you don't have a motion, I'll second it, we'll send them a letter and ask them. You want to do that?
I'll make a motion for that.
I'll second it, and we ask them to look at it as far as cost too and stuff, because we want them to take care of it, seeing as it's theirs, but we don't want it to ruin it either. So
Right.
if they have somebody that, because we don't really have any way we can go in there and do anything, because they own anything. But I do think that if we send a letter and explain to them the importance of how we feel about it, as far as the fact you can lose the whole thing if you don't maybe do something. And I wouldn't think it would be a lot, but I mean, I don't know, you know, but I mean, it definitely costs a lot more if you don't do something.
Right.
And then you have the kids you're trying to, having the buddy league up there, it's a safety issue with them. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, not only from the fact that maybe have rotten wood and things like that, you're gonna have mold get in there and like problems with their breathing and things like that, so. And most of those are my patients, so I don't want to, I don't want them to get sick and things like that. But I'll second his motion to do that.
We got a motion second to send a letter to the school board, maybe to each board member as well as the superintendent, to make sure the message gets out there. Be an all yes vote? Or ask for a vote? Do we have?
No, go ahead. I'll ask the question.
All yes, motion carries.
I wanted to ask Michael, do you know anything about the recent roof repairs up at the Frostburg Community Center?
No, not just other than what I've, you know, heard as a community, you know, being in the community that, I guess maybe it was leaking at one time.
Still is, maybe.
And it could possibly still be, you know,
Did it get repaired?
I'm not sure.
Do y'all know? I mean, the county commission, do y'all know if it got repaired?
I don't think it's fully, no, not yet, but there is some money there to do it. We did check that, Judy and I did, there is some money there to do it, but just haven't got it.
Well, I was in the gym the other day, and I also noticed I had to look up the heating, or I guess it's the big heating box in the Frostburg gym. The ductworks came loose. It was just floating and stuff, so. And one of the other things you might not be aware of, the Crime Watch people, which I'm a part of, have decided to leave the Frostburg Community Center due to the fact that the door was locked, the doorknobs tore off, they couldn't use the room, the tables were missing again. So they decided to leave the Frostburg Community Center, along with the veterans who left over a year ago. So.
Where y'all out at now? What do you operating out of any place or at all?
Well, they always had their meetings at the Frostburg Community Center, but due to the lack of access and not being able to have lights or tables to use, we had to use the gym, which that was luck because a lot of people use the gym up there. So they took a vote and decided to move over to the senior citizens building.
Oh, they're in the senior center, that's what I was.
Well, that's where we're going to try to meet the next time, so.
I was approached, yesterday, by Harold Cook, who is part of
Yes,
the,
he's part of Crime Watch, yes.
and he was wanting me to sit in on the next
Mhm.
I mean, I think he told me it was the second Monday.
Yes.
And I know he talked to Rocky and a couple of them up there yesterday about some of that concern, which I wasn't really aware of any of that, but I know he had approached me and asked me if I would maybe come to the next meeting. So I'm going to do my best to be there for that.
There was a break-in up there to one of the businesses a couple months ago too. So they moved out too. So